This is the podcast where we chat with a guest about what they do at our university. Our university, that is the University of Applied Sciences in Karlsruhe in the southwest of Germany. This is our first English language edition, and that is because I am talking to a student taking our master course in sensor systems technology, which is held entirely in English. Her name is Pooja Goyal, and she's from India.
My experience has been very good. Everybody has been very helpful, even for stupid questions. No question is stupid.
No question is stupid, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be there, be a bit more courageous. And then, of course, get used to the language, learn the language. It will help you in the long run.
Der HKA-Podcast. Die Hochschule Karlsruhe zum Anhören. Mit Anneke Reinsperger.
Hello and welcome to the HKA-Podcast. At our university, international students have a few options how to study with us. There is an international program for exchange students who are only here for a short time, and then we have actual degree courses that are taught in English, where you can basically live and study here just like a student from this country. These can be very attractive to technology students from other countries, like India, for example. Pooja Goyal is one of these students. She did very well during her studies of electrical engineering in her home country of India and is currently doing a master course in sensor systems technology here at HKA. And recently she received our DAAD prize for outstanding commitment from an international student. My name is Anneke Reinsperger. Let's start the show. Pooja Goyal, welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Let me just introduce you. You come all the way from India and you've won the HKA prize or the DAAD prize for outstanding achievements by an international student. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I was very surprised. Of course, elated. And in general, I was just like, yay.
Okay, let me just tell people about this prize. I had to check this myself, what kind of a prize this is. The DAAD prize for outstanding achievements by international students at German universities is a prize which is endowed with €1,000 per university and has been awarded for more than 10 years. It's intended to help give faces to the large numbers of international students at German universities and connect them with stories. And that's a bit what we're doing here today. This makes it clear that every single international student takes a piece of Germany with them to their home country and leaves something of themselves in Germany, which is an enrichment for both sides. That's what it says on the website. You've been in Germany since December 2021. Yes. And first of all, what were your first impressions of this country and of the city of Karlsruhe? Do you remember?
Yes, of course I do, very clearly. Since I landed here in December, of course it was cold.
It was cold, yeah.
Yes. But I remember my first impressions were very, of a very big surprise element. As you know, I come from India. We are vibrant, energetic. And Germany was so calm, so organized.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course, we are also organized, but it's more of an organized chaos. And of course, when you go out on the streets, it's more, there's a lot of environment, there's a lot of things to absorb. And Germany, on the other hand, was very straight, quiet.
So did you have a feeling of, I need to behave myself, that kind of a thing?
No, not in the sense that I need to behave myself, but I landed, then a day later I'm sitting at home, just recovering from the travel and all, and suddenly I realize I cannot hear anything.
The quiet?
Yes,
yeah.
It's absolutely quiet.
Okay, so that's something you had to get used to?
Yes, of course. Sometimes, most of the times it's a good thing, and sometimes it becomes a little lonely also.
What was your first impression of the people you met?
They were pretty nice. Of course, if you will compare them with Indians, they are not very forthcoming or immediately warm. But anywhere I have asked for help or any small, directions or anything, people have always, given me right answers, good answers, and they've been very polite to me. So, yeah, so they might seem as, a bit standoffish, but no, they are not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you found that you sort of had to go towards them to receive
so
something.
It's like, of course, they were not rude to me, or they were not, they did not say anything to me that made me feel bad or an outsider. It's just that I had to take the first step.
I see. Yeah. Okay. And do you have any advice for international students as to what to expect? Maybe some quirky things, some, buildings, cultural things that you
one
noticed?
Important thing. Do not expect anything on Sundays. That is still jarring to me, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, because in other countries and even in Britain, for example, you can go to supermarkets, they're open, and nothing. Well, a few maybe gas stations are open on Sundays, but that's about it.
Exactly. So, like back in India, Sundays are especially, outing days. Everything is open, and that's Saturdays and Sundays are, like your off days, and you do everything that you cannot do in your week. So that is a very big change. And yes, I have done my fair share of 8 p.m. runs on Saturday because I forgot to buy a grocery.
Well, when I was small, I think on Saturdays you had to see that you got your groceries in until lunchtime, because after that it was kind of,
Yeah, that is also one big difference that I have noticed. Is, personally, I'm not a morning person. Whereas in Germany, people are morning people. Like, everybody's up and, at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, maybe that's a climate thing, a weather thing, because
Yes.
If it's hot in India, you might do your work and whatever you need to do in the nighttime.
Yeah, maybe that is a reason. And yeah, I'm also trying to, be a morning person now.
Okay, so if maybe this sounds a bit naive, but I've never been to India. Mm-hmm. So what advice would you give me if I come to India? How should I behave myself? What should I look out for?
Keep calm. Don't be overwhelmed. We could be very, energetic, warm, friendly, a bit personal, because Germans are, I wouldn't say 180-degree opposite, but yes, we are more into, once we meet somebody, we can do, ask some personal questions about like family and your life and all. So don't be offended by it. You can avoid them, or you can just, do something, but they're not being, inquisitive because they want to do something bad. It's just that this is what cultural is. And then if you're planning to travel through India, please be very, sure about what you want to do. Have a, super tight plan with you. Plan like a German. Plan all your days, plan all your visits and your transport and everything, your stay. So that would really help, because I wouldn't advise you to be very spontaneous or adventurous. That might not be, very, fruitful for the travel. India is huge, so you might get distracted from your plan. And otherwise, just enjoy food and water, and carry something like water and food with you, but do enjoy the street food.
What region of India do you come from? And paint me a picture. What is it like? What does it look like?
Okay, so I come from the state of Rajasthan in West India. I've spent all my childhood there, and then I think the first time I moved out of that place, of my hometown and my state, was after I completed my graduation. So it is a desert state, so we are considered like the driest part. We are the driest part of the country. We are not considered. But to be honest, I had a very beautiful childhood. I never felt that I was lacking anything in terms of facilities or opportunities. Of course, since I come from a small town, personality development activities and curricular activities were a little limited. But again, it was very, a very normal, quiet, not quiet in the sense that, I was a very pretty talkative, naughty child. Yeah, I think that's the only complaint my teachers had, that she talks too much.
We had a talk a couple of days ago and we were talking about maybe cultural differences in technical, mathematical jobs for boys and for girls. So here maybe typically, this is what it used to be like, that girls weren't considered fit for technical, mathematical subjects because girls can't do maths, that kind of thing that I might have felt when I was growing up. So is it different in India?
Unfortunately, I think people still think that. They might not be so obvious about it, but I think the prevalent prejudices are still there.
Even in India?
Everywhere, I would say,
okay.
Yes. And I think that academically, generally, girls are not discouraged from, taking up STEM subjects. But I remember reading a report that though India has a very high percentage, it's one of the top countries with the highest percentage of women students in STEM. Unfortunately, we are not converting that into our workforce. So again, the bias is continuing. It's just that we have only reached we are one step ahead, but we are still a long way to go. And I think the main reason women are more in the STEM subjects, studying at least, is that India is still considered the IT powerhouse. We have a huge IT and services industry, and these jobs make up for a stable, good professional career. So that kind of financial stability makes, a lot of people, majority of the people, to take up STEM subjects. And therefore, I would say that we are not actively discouraged from taking up STEM subjects, but unfortunately, we still have a lot of work to do, I think, everywhere, not just...
STEM stands for?
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
This is what in Germany we would call the MINT subjects. Okay, so how did you get into electrical engineering?
A simple answer would be because I didn't want to become a software engineer. But I remember in my 9th grade, I was struggling a lot with mathematics because suddenly there was a big level change. And so I managed that, thankfully. In 10th standard, I remember my father taught me. He was like, okay, I'll sit with you and I'll make sure that, you go through everything. And that is when I fell in love with the subject.
Right.
Yes.
Is your father an electrical engineer?
He is an engineer. His engineering is in irrigation and water management. So yes, he is an engineer. And my mother is a professor.
Okay. So you have had the right people to ask questions.
Yes. Yeah. So it's and then after that, obviously, I decided that I would take up engineering because I knew definitely I could not be a doctor. Unfortunately, at that time, those were the only two options that I had. Of course, things are better now. People have more options. My siblings had more options. So it was choice between mathematics and biology. Of course, I took mathematics. And when the time came for my bachelor's study, I was like, no, I don't want to do software. I want to do more of electronics. It is more interesting. It is something more exciting, more hands-on.
Is there a project or something that you remember that sort of sparked that interest? When you say, oh, I don't know, some kind of little thing you constructed or Yeah.
I would say I was not that intelligent, but yes, at that time in India, mobiles were very, new and upcoming
Mobile
thing.
phones,
Yes. So I was very excited by them. How does everything happen? And I remember that, internet became very household thing in those last few years of my school education. So I think that was more, like, what is this? How does this happen? So that is why I took electronics. And of course, yeah, I think I've always, loved the fact that I chose it.
It was something that you felt you were good at.
I could be good at, and then, yes, I realized that, yes, I chose the right thing.
But you obviously had to work for it, to work.
Of course, because it was all about physics and a lot of maths as well. But I totally enjoyed it.
This brings me onto the next question. Have you noticed a different attitude maybe in work ethic in Indian students as opposed to local German students? Because I sense that maybe Indian students know, if I want to get there and if I want a good life, I have to work, I have to study, and that's the motivation that you have.
Of course, the motivation is stronger here because there have been, historical and cultural differences in how we perceive life. Somebody growing up in Germany versus, somebody coming from India to pursue higher education. One thing is, of course, pretty sure that, dedication towards your academic studies and, the drive to succeed is obviously, for me, I feel that it is pretty much, balanced. But I feel that the main difference in attitude-wise is related to competition and stress.
Okay, in what way?
So I feel personally that Indian students come from an environment of more competition, stronger competition, and they're used to, more stress in the way that, things work out for them, and they have to work harder to achieve a certain, level of success. Whereas the local German students, I find they are not as stressful, they are not as competitive. And since they know the local work and professional culture better, so they know how to handle it better.
So obviously it's a big step for you to come from India all the way here. What made you take this step to another country?
I wouldn't say that, it was a very hard or, very strong desire that I want to shift out of India. It's just that I wanted to do something new, look for something new and maybe something different. And of course, the 2 years of pandemic didn't help. And they were very, very stressful and sad. And then I got married and shifted here to Germany.
Okay, so you got married in India, and your husband came with you?
No, my husband was already here, and then we got married, and then I also shifted here.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, I just took it up as a chance to do something new and, move out, experience something new.
So let's talk about your CV. Is there something that you want to pick out? I mean, there's many things that you achieved, and you did some work experience, you did projects. Tell me about the things that you're proud of.
Oh, that's a very difficult question.
I know. It might be something that you needed to do, and you got, or you sort of, okay, I'll take this, and it just happened?
Needed to do, I would say, academic success. That is something important to me as an individual and in the kind of family that I grew up. So, of course, academic success is very important. And prizes like these, DAAD, and the way I did in my previous studies, all the achievements, they're just the cherry on top. So yes, academic success is important. And I learned a new language, I would say. I learned German. Of course, I don't speak it very fluently, but as of now, after 2 years of learning, I can speak enough German to, get me by the day, interact with everybody, even on phone calls. I'm pretty spontaneous, so I'm proud of that, because it was very difficult in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. So you did the courses here on campus?
No, I started studying from India itself. So when I landed in Germany, I was not with zero knowledge. I was pretty comfortable in about a month or so. I could at least understand the signs, the street signs, and a little bit in the market and all. Then since then, I have been learning German pretty regularly. Even in the university, I have already completed 3 courses there. And I hope I would be able to do the technical German language course as well. So yes, learning a new language was very interesting, challenging, and rewarding for me. I love to read, so now I have German books to read also. And yeah, and one more thing is, this year only my parents visited me here, and I was able to take them around some countries in Europe, so I'm very proud of that.
Right.
Yes.
Good. Let me just read something that Professor Leitzer, who nominated you for the DAAD prize, said. Since starting her studies with us in March 2023, she has been particularly helpful in the course and towards her fellow students. On her own initiative, she helps with organizing teaching and internal communication. She's very courteous in communication, always friendly, patient, and redeeming. And her grades have been above average so far. So he emphasizes how you communicate with people, your helpfulness. Tell us about that. What does that come from?
I think that comes from experience, because of course I'm more experienced than most of my fellow students. And one thing that I have learned over the years is that, especially me, I was very hesitant in my previous workplaces and, study courses. And over the years, I've realized that it will not do me any good. And that's what I saw here also in my fellow students, and, that there was a bit hesitation. They were a bit nervous or scared. And since I didn't want to do that again, I was like, let me just take up this task. And then, of course, I am an extrovert. I do not, I'm not scared of walking up to people. And so I just thought, at least I know that they should not be doing that. So let me take up the task and get it done.
Okay, so it was a case of seeing, they're kind of shy, typical, as the cliche goes, electrical engineering students.
Yes, because there's also the difference that you have suddenly come to a new country and you don't know how to handle it. I have been living here for 1 year, and it's just that somehow I have developed a thick skin, and, I can just walk up to people and talk to them about something that I need or something that needs to be done. So it was just about, making sure that the same mistakes do not happen again, where just because I'm nervous or I am not, I'm feeling a bit shy, things don't happen, or, I do not talk about something. So I just extended that to everybody in the class. So if there's any problem, I know people approached me, and I was like, okay, I'll do that.
Sensor systems technology. For someone who has no clue about sensors or electrical engineering, maybe run me through a typical day of doing this course. What are you doing? What kind of things are you handling?
Okay, so I usually start at 6 a.m. unfortunately. because somehow I always end up with an 8 a.m. lecture. So a typical day is like you attend the lectures where we talk about a lot of different types of sensors. So a sensor is just something that, detects a change, gives you the data, and a lot of processing also happens with it. So we do attend lectures which talk about different types of these things. We have categories for everything. Then there could be a practical laboratory once or twice a week. So we do that. This semester, our Monday was completely blocked from 8 a.m. till 5 in the evening. So yes, some days are pretty chill. No more than a 1 or 2 day lecture to do. Then there's a lot of assignments that you have to complete and give. Sometimes they are laboratory based, where you have to do practical experiments or setups with electronic equipment. Or they could be, depending on your subjects, they could be software based, like for some language programming, or like I took machine learning, so they were that way oriented. Then once a week we have to also do our project work. So we have to take up 2 projects in second and the third semester. So you dedicate time for that also, which is completely hands-on. So you have to do that. Otherwise, I think, and then of course go home, study a bit more, and then crash. And the studying part is not very,
So it's an intense
yes,
master course.
Yes, of course. Especially the second semester and the third semester, they're pretty intense. And if you end up with a lot of work in the winter semester, it actually becomes very tight. So yes, the coursework is tight. You have to be on your toes. But again, one big difference is that you can take your time here. So
how do you mean take your time?
So like back in India, if you're doing a bachelor's, it has to be in 4 years, like an ideal. Otherwise, only if you are not, passing your subjects, then it goes beyond 4. You cannot spread it beyond 4 years. Same goes for masters. But here, like, you can spread your studies a little bit, and there's no hard and fast rule that you have to complete it in 2 years. So at least there's some, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, you can take some time and spread your studies a little. So that way. But yeah, a typical day is me running about here and there, having food at the Mensa, questionable. But then yes, the course is very, intense.
Yes. And here at the University of Applied Sciences, we pride ourselves for it to be applied sciences, so hands-on, practical, and working maybe, I don't know what your experience is, with external firms and...
Yes. That is one thing, because as an international student, I'm not very, aware of a lot of opportunities that come naturally to local German students. But what I have observed is that if you want to do something, something which is not a required part of your curriculum, just go and ask.
Okay, so like what?
So for example, if I want to do a new project, I think that, I really like, say, optical sensors. I really like how they work. Just at least ask the professor if you could do something more in it. I'm really interested in programming, but I feel that I could do more work apart from what is being, taught in the course curriculum. Just approach the right professor, ask for some more work. That would add to your knowledge, that would add to your CV, that would add to your experience. So do that, because there is time, there is facility in the university to do that. And of course, there's the concept of taking up a student job, right? So you take that job in your interested domain, that where you are. Of course, not a very heavy one, but at least you'll get to, know the company culture, the company environment, the professional opportunities in there. So that way, yes, I find it very interesting, very, discovering phase of studies.
So it's a creative side that you hadn't discovered before, maybe. So what I'm getting is you might have an idea for, I don't know, optical sensors, and then you can explore it with the professor.
Yes, of course.
But then you would need time to do that, so you spread out your subjects more, and that's
yes,
possible?
you can do that. I'm saying that is one of the possibilities. If you want to do it during the semester, do it. Definitely do it. I'm just saying that, of course, being University of Applied Sciences is like go ask, look for more projects. So yes, those opportunities are there. And then, of course, you have those career fairs every year. So there is like good opportunity to interact with a lot of different people in your chosen field. That's why you're doing a master's, right? You just don't want to follow the path. You want to make sure that you have explored nicely.
So what are your plans for life, for your career after studies here at HKA?
Of course, the first priority is to get a good job. Hopefully that life would be a little less hectic. Hopefully. I would love to travel more, explore Germany more. Like, we live in a beautiful part of the country. And maybe concentrate a little more on my hobbies, develop them more.
What are your hobbies?
I love to read. So yes, improve my German enough to read full-length books in German, not just children's stories. And yes, and a little more about I would like to do more with fitness and how I have to take care of my body more. Yeah, do some more athletic and physical activities. So yeah, but yes, getting a job is the first priority, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking for companies to start work there?
At the moment, I have only done my 3 semesters here, so I have to look for a master thesis, and then hopefully a job.
So let's say someone is watching this, someone's listening to this from an international country, not Germany. And what advice would you give this person?
If this person wants to come as a student to Germany, I would say do your research. Of course, go to DAAD. That is like the DAAD page where most of the 90% of the universities are listed. Your courses are there. Do your research. Know what you're getting.
Is that the way you chose? So DAAD website?
So the DAAD website, it has a very good interface. You can just go there, look for the universities, the kind of courses you want, the stream that you want to study in. Every detail is there. They will they will give you an overlook of the course. They will redirect you back to the home university where you are. So it's pretty encompassing, and you get your first information from there. So do your research first, and then of course there's the financial aspect of it. So take care of that.
What advice would you give someone for finances?
I am not the right person to ask this question, because I really didn't have to work very hard to in that department.
But there are scholarships available.
Of course, there are a lot of scholarships available. Do apply for them, because I also just applied. I didn't think of the results. Your first task is to apply. Do not worry about the results.
Don't be shy.
Never. So even in your applications, when you're sending out applications to universities, as long as you think that you can, justify that taking up this course is good for me, it is something that I want, do apply, do not be shy. And for finances, I would say that be a little stingy, save your money, and come here, and then take a good look, talk to the local people, talk to people who are already here as international students, and interact, learn what they have, learn from their experience.
Did you take up any of the programs available from our international office here? There's a buddy program, and they go hiking and do things
Yes,
like that?
I have been to hiking, and I went for 1 or 2 trips also. 2 of my very good friends, they participated in it, and I know they did good. So, and of course you start, getting to know people. So once you are here, talk to people, talk to your seniors, and do not be hesitant in approaching the university staff or the professors. My experience has been very good. Everybody has been very helpful, even for stupid questions. No question is stupid.
No question is stupid, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be there, be a bit more courageous. And then, of course, get used to the language, learn the language. If you're coming to a country like Germany or any country where English is not the first language, do learn the language. It will help you in the long run.
Mm-hmm. And then learn Badisch, which is a local dialect. No, actually, as someone not from Baden myself, I can say you'll get
I have
by.
not yet got to that point. So yes, and if you're especially, for international students who are coming to Germany, get used to the appointment system, be punctual, and carry cash.
Carry cash.
Yes. I have, Germans still love cash. Carry cash. Do not expect anything on Sundays. Get used to appointments. You will
Go
have.
hiking on Sundays.
Oh yes, you can go totally hiking on Sundays if you finish everything between Monday to Saturday.
Okay, thank you for this insight from Pooja Goyal. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It has been a very, what should I say? For the first time, I'm shy.
And that was it, our first HKA podcast in English. I hope you enjoyed listening wherever you get your podcasts and watching on our YouTube channel. I'm sure we will come up with another English edition sometime soon, shedding more light on international life here on our green campus in Karlsruhe, Germany. This is the production of the press and communication team of the University of Applied Sciences Karlsruhe. My name is Anneke Reinsberger. Take care and tschüss.
Der HKA-Podcast. Interessantes aus Forschung, Lehre und angewandter Wissenschaft. Alle Infos zu unseren Studiengängen auch im Netz unter www.h-ka.de.